Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness, a Vampire, the Requiem for London. Tonight, Alycat, Carthian of Clan Gangrel, who has been investigating the suspicious supply and distribution of a vampiric drug, Violet. A drug that has insidiously lulled the mortal populace into a state of compliance with the kindred population. She is ready to finally cut it off at its source, or at least discover the source. After many weeks of investigation involving raiding various drug houses, warehouses, mobs, and even cooperating with a member of her opposing sect, the Invictus. Alycat has finally discovered what she believes to be the main base of operations for this production of so-called Violet. Tonight, Alycat makes her way over to Limehouse with two friends who wish to see the matter resolved. One, her sire, Sadie, who is really only here out of a sense of obligation to both her child and her coterie mate. And, well, her coterie mate, Charlie Hood, the very venturer who gave Alycat this job in the first place, seems to have gone a lot deeper than she expected. She offered you a fair service at the end of this. It appears the deal may need some renegotiation at its end.
Let's first just get out of here alive.
Of course. Charlie, as you make your way over to Limehouse, I assume you're going there by vehicle. Limehouse itself is a former dockland area that has been since regenerated into a gentrified residential area with waterside paths and a marina where many yachts and small luxury boats are held by the wealthy individuals that live there. It's a surprising place to hear a crime organization be based out of, as it is a rather upper scale area, and violence and crime is fairly low here. Around the basin, there is various apartment buildings, all of which look quite expensive. And the ship lock that leads out into the River Thames. Surrounding that, there are several other residential blocks. Not quite as upper scale as Limehouse, and the Mariner, but still fairly fairly upper middle class apartment buildings. Very very notoriously expensive, as London's housing situation is known to be somewhat out of control. Charlie and Sadie are going by car. Are you taking your bike?
Hmm. If they're offering to drive with the three of them, she probably won't take her bike because in the car we can plan. Well, if I'm on the bike, we can't.
Hmm. Okay. So you're taking Sadie's car?
Yeah.
Okay. Sadie's rather average looking car. Blends in very nicely, actually. Settles just outside a restaurant called Venaro, which sits along the most southern end of the lock, just outside the Marina proper. A short walk down of a few minutes. She just parks up outside the restaurant, pays the for the parking ticket, and then as she heads back up to the car, she says, "So how do you want to handle this, Alycat? Because well, you've been doing all the investigation. You know a lot more about this than we do, to be honest."
I mean, I don't know this your location yet, so I can't say much about it. So let's, I'd say first just scope out the shit and then see as we go. Yeah, see it as we see it. I don't know what we're gonna find here, and if we can find a way to stop it, or if we're just gonna, need to come up with evidence or something. I just don't know it yet. So, are you two good for snooping around a little bit?
Well, I know I am. Charlie looks back to you, arms crossed, quite stern. I'm not one for snooping around. I'm more of a people person. That's why I asked for your help on this. It's not really something I'm particularly built for.
Then how about the two of us, as Ali looks at Sadie, do some snooping around and then get back here to come up with a plan?
Very well. If you need my help or need my skills, don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah. How about we just, have like a group call going while we're walking around so that we can hear each other.
Well, that's not really super helpful when you're a bird.
Fair enough. You do your bird thing then.
Don't you worry. Well, Alycat, I'll have a bird's eye view of you.
All right. Then you warn. Fuck. Name. Blah, blah, blah. Charlie. Sorry. You can warn Charlie if anything is afoot. And look, if there's just too much, you know, if something happening and it's just obviously too much, just GTFO, please.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere without either of you.
That's sort of what I'm worried about. Look, if any of us three gets into a situation where we can't, where there's obviously too much to chew on,
Look,
then it's
Ali,
better.
I came here to make sure that both of you could make it out okay, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
It's better to get help than to get eaten alive as well. That's all I'm saying.
And you'll be able
Last
to get
time when I was
help.
doing this investigation, I had another gangrel with me from the Ordo, and he decided to take down an entire gang on his own.
Oh, did he?
No, that's why he's in a mess now.
No. He's not a very good gangrel then, is he?
Will you believe he said the same thing about me?
Well, then he's an idiot.
Actually, scratch that. I don't think he actually said that. He just gave me a look like, you don't even know how to fight. What kind of shitty gangrel are you? I don't think he actually said it out loud. So, Nally just shrugs. Just, yeah, okay, fine. Let's get back here in a bit. Yeah, Ali
You
will
got it.
head off.
All right. Charlie stays behind. And Sadie begins to shift and quickly takes the form of a very familiar looking bird. You can still sense the predatory aura on her. If a kindred sees her, she's not going to be fooling anybody. Kindred know kindred when they see them, regardless of the form that they're in.
Yeah.
She begins to take off and begins flying towards the mariner.
Yeah, and Ali is, just kind of casually walking, lighting up cigarettes, just pretending to be on her way. And is first just gonna make like just a walk around the building, hoodie up, and pretending to be someone late at night who has to go somewhere, who has absolutely nothing important to do at that place except for going from point A to point B. She's obviously, as usual, kind of keeping her eyes out for any kind of symbols that so far she found at every location.
You do not immediately see any such symbols here.
Hmm.
As you walk onto the mariner, it's a chilly and windy evening. Nothing that really phases Alycat, given her undead condition. And you hear the casual squawking of seagulls and other birds. That's sort of taken a liking to the area. Actually, scratch that. We're in London. No, yeah, they could be this far inland in London, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would.
There's
They would be.
tourists. That means there's chips. That means there's seagulls.
Actually, gonna check seagulls, London. Yeah, there are seagulls in London.
See?
Let's say you see seagulls circling the air and just in general squawking, but there aren't that many left in the sky. It's getting fairly late now. Many of them are beginning to roost or leave for a safer climb for the evening. Marinair itself is very quiet. There are very few people out. Still the evening, so there are still some people around, but few in number.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of just passed by the Mariner. At least one person has just docked up their boat and is heading home. Looks like they're heading to their apartment. Looks like they're the last person to do so.
Okay. And this was a warehouse that we were looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did we actually have the address?
It wasn't.
Limehouse Shiplock and Tower Hamlets. No. Limehouse Syndicate. Yeah. So yeah, she's just gonna be on the lookout for this, like any kind of symbol that says Limehouse, or a symbol that says, "Oh, this is Invictus," like some other stuff did before.
Um, as you begin to explore the Mariner, you begin to walk around. Would you like to roll me wits plus composure plus 1 dice?
Okay. Wits plus composure plus 1. Where's the plus 1 from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plus 1 dice.
Wits composure plus 1. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so naturally, dice roller 1 is not working.
Oh dear.
Ah, there it is. Huh.
4
That's not
successes,
bad.
so almost unexceptional.
Yeah. But, almost is not quite there yet. Doesn't give me much. Oh, fuck. Flying phone.
As you walk down the Mariner, you're past all of the boats and the yachts. And then it's your beast catches onto it before you do. You swear you caught the faintest smell of vitae.
Okay. Can she track it?
Um, Not immediately, no, but it does immediately bring up the question as to why Vitae is here of all places.
I mean, Ali's line of thought is that Violet is sort of, made at least in a combination with Vitae, because it's
What are
sort of
your?
tastes like.
I was just going to ask, what are your predatory senses? So what are your predatory aspects for protein?
Oh, fuck.
One of them is claws.
Yeah. Let me quickly, because I don't think I've actually really thought about that yet. I was like, oh yeah, I need to think about that. And so, how many aspects could you have? Two, right? Oh, three. So probably extra sense, claws, and wait, I'm saying extra sense. That doesn't make sense. No. I think feral senses, claws, and quadrupedal. Yeah, those make
Quadrupedal.
sense. Yeah.
Can you pick two or three? I can't remember. Let me double check.
You
For
pick
you.
three. I was just checking.
Okay, so it was claws, quadrupedal, and
Uh,
was it the tail or the senses?
feral sense.
Ah, well, a feral senses would grant you much more acute sensory, much more acute sensory input,
Mhm. Okay.
particularly for blood.
Mhm. Then, do you need to get all of them at once, or can you just have one? Like, I've never used it before, so any or all. Okay.
Yeah, you can trigger any or all of them at once. Of course,
Mhm.
your body will transform to reflect this, so you'll need to be careful to hide your face from anybody
Yeah.
around you. But there aren't that many people out on the Mariner right now. You should be fine.
Yeah. She's just going to activate the feral senses at this point. Because right now she's still just exploring. She doesn't want to change herself too much, become too much of a weird thing to look at. So yeah,
Mhm.
spending one vitae and activating feral senses. Um, yeah.
Okay. Now you can make me another wits plus composure check, but this time
Mhm.
you roll +3 dice instead.
Okay. Does trained observer actually the merit does that work as well?
Yes, that will apply here.
Okay. So wits, composure, 3, and then 8 roll again. Yeah. So that is. Mm, wow, that was a lot of dice with a very lousy success rate. Only 2.
Only 2. You still succeed. And this time your senses are strong enough, are sensitive enough.
Mm-hmm.
Your smell, in particular, can easily track down the smell of vitae and blood. Goes to, it's not that far away from you, only about 30 to 40 yards.
Okay.
One of the boats. Several of them, actually. Some of the larger ones.
She is going to stealth closer.
Let's begin to approach.
Do you want me to make a dex stealth roll?
Make me a dex stealth roll.
Okay.
The boats you're approaching vary in size and purpose. Some are, none of them are luxury boats, but a couple look like narrowboats that you'd see sail down a canal or a river. Others are a little bit larger and a bit wider. Almost look like repurposed fishing boats in a sense, but a bit smaller.
Okay. I have 2 successes as I am slowly approaching.
Okay, something you notice as you approach. On several of the boats, there appears to be a surprisingly large number of seagulls just roosting on it.
Okay.
They're, every now and again, one of them squawks. They're all fairly tired and gazing around laxly. But they do stick out somewhat.
I have a dot of animal kin. Is this natural behavior for seagulls?
Well, they're roosting. They look tired.
Tired or drugged?
Tired.
Okay.
Difficult to tell if they're drugged or tired. They could be naturally tired. They could be drugged, but
Can I activate my Auspex to find out more about that? Whether they're like,
they could
tired,
just be
drugged, or
sleeping there for the
controls?
night. You want to roll what? Sorry.
Auspex 1.
Yes, you could use Auspex 1 to determine that.
Ha. I need to see what I need to roll for my Auspex 1. Which
Auspex 1 allows you to ask questions relating to danger and threat levels. So.
Okay. Which.
Danger and weakness in particular.
5. Okay. Well, let's see if that's going to give me anything.
What did you?
4 successes.
Almost an exceptional again.
Yeah, but every time it's almost, you know?
Okay. So the first use of the beast hackles is free. If you use Auspex 1 again, however, you'll need to pay a blood point.
Yeah.
That is. So the first use is on the house, but any other instances will cost you 1 vitae. So. You ask the question to your beast. And when you look at the seagulls again, as if they're an entirely different beast. Their eyes are as hawks, their backs are up straight, they stand vigilant and alert. Their eyes seem to emit a sort of soft light that gazes over the area, almost like a spotlight.
So it's very likely that they're being controlled.
Be a reasonable assumption to make, given what your beast is
Mm-hmm.
telling you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Allie's just gonna quickly glance up to see if she spots the Sadie bird.
Yeah. Sadie is just hovering over the area. She appears to be. You're not sure if she's paying more attention to you or what you're looking at. She's quite high up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you were not a kindred, you probably would not see her. After all, she is a crow. Blend quite well into the dark night sky.
Allie can't warn her about the birds unless she would move away. Presumably, Sadie would follow at that point, but that would mean that she would also need to approach again. She's gonna try and get a little closer, trying to stay out of the birds, like, kind of sight.
Okay. It'd be difficult to approach from where you are without being alerted. There are quite a large number of seagulls perched on these boats.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a fairly sizable flock, and you can tell that the birds have been here before, given what they tend to leave behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If she would approach through the waters and would then try and, gaze through a small window or something, would that make it easier to be spotted by the birds or harder?
If you try to go under the water,
Uh-huh.
they would be less likely to see you for sure.
Okay.
If you went into the water.
Then, yeah, I think that's what Allie is gonna do.
Okay. Then make me a wits plus stealth roll.
Okay.
-2 dice.
Oof. Okay. I am going to spend a willpower on that one.
Okay, keep track of your willpower.
Yes, will do.
Because heaven knows I will not.
I still only get 2 successes. But,
It was a resisted check, not not a not a contested one. So you managed to make it up to the boat from underneath the water. You emerge. You simply hop into the water. You see some of the birds actually look to the splash, but otherwise do not react. You sink quite far down into the mariner and just begin walking along the bottom of the basin, emerging around the other side of the boats, just literally clinging to the bottom side of one, just above water level.
Okay. Actually, the first thing she's gonna do is actually stay underwater for just a little bit longer and place her ear against the hull, because water can sometimes, like, you know. No, actually, I think water would dampen the sounds in this, so she'll do it above water. But she's first gonna just press her ear to the hull and trying to listen to something. Like, can she hear certain sounds? Can she hear things?
It's strange when you listen to the hull of the boat. You hear the sound of pumping and flowing liquid. The sense of vitae is very strong as well.
Okay. Is there a window nearby? Like a porthole? Something?
Yes.
Okay. And she's going to try and peek through. Again, being very stealthy.
Okay. The window is sealed, and the for any curtains that would be there, they have been pulled as well. You don't really see anything of note through the window. Also getting very close to the birds now. Some of them are perched along the edge of the boats.
Okay.
Some of them begin waddling over to the noise that appears to be on your side of the boat.
Okay.
You can hear them.
She will. How many boats were there actually that had the seagulls on them?
About 4.
4. Okay. Then she's going to sink back into the water, sink slowly so that, she won't be leaving many ripples. And she's going to get out, a little bit further away, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and is going to get back to where the car is parked.
Okay. You look
Wet.
soaking wet. If you had a phone on you, I apologize.
Mm.
But you begin making your way back to the car. There waiting for you is Charlie. You can see Sadie's bird-like form follow you back to the car and just happily perches itself on the bonnet of the car and squawks at you.
What?
Hops up to you in that mischievous crow-like fashion, and almost like one of those water dripper mechanisms, one of those like physics devices.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of go in and out of the water, in and out of like a glass of water. Um, she pokes your hand with her beak.
Yeah, Ellie does not have a clue, I think, what that means, so she's just gonna look at the birds like, really? So, there is 4 boats, 4 ships that have something to do with it. I tried to get a peek inside. I couldn't see anything. They pulled the curtains, of course. I mean, would have actually been stupid if they didn't. There's something streaming inside, and it smells like, you know, our our own V. Downside is that they have some sort of seagull guards sitting on top of it, so approaching it is a bit difficult.
Well, I could talk to them for you if you'd like.
The birds.
Yes,
Okay, deal.
I'm good with animals.
Okay, cool.
If they're being controlled, I suppose it will depend on the power of the one controlling them.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I may be able to scatter them.
And if not, I presume that they will immediately alarm their guy or something. Well, at least that would allow us maybe to get a peek in on this. I think that's the bit, but what do we actually want to do? Do we want to like try and sink the boats, or because if this stuff gets into the river, I don't think that's such a smart idea. That sounds problematic. Then again, I don't know. Maybe, the river would be big enough to water it down enough so that it won't be a problem.
I can't say I'm an expert on the nature of our blood. I would assume it would lose much of its potency when it leaves our body. But then
Yeah.
again, I've tasted vitae that has left a body, has been out of a body for many weeks before. You can still identify it for what it is.
I
So I'm not
know
certain.
I know there's some apparently what I've heard is that there's some ordo magic that has something to do with this. Now, I don't think people from London will drink from the river directly, but I can still see it getting into, problematic situations if
The river is. The river these nights is surprisingly unpolluted. A particularly toxic leak may alert members of the authorities.
I mean, that might not even be a bad idea.
We don't know if it would be toxic. I'm not sure.
I
We
mean,
don't know what's in there yet.
fair enough. So,
We've got what, four, almost half a dozen boats to go through?
mhm,
Well, I doubt that's all.
true. Well, let's just see then what's in the boats before we decide whether we sink or swim. If you could get the birds out of the way, that would be better, I guess.
I will do my best.
Sadie, bite me once if you agree with it, and twice if you don't.
Bite you once.
Ha! See, I can talk with birds as well. Yeah, then let's go back.
Right. So you begin to head back onto the marina. You're still soaking wet, but there's less people out than there were about half an hour ago, so most people aren't paying attention, fortunately for you. Or there simply aren't people to pay attention.
Mhm.
Certainly not on the further ends of the marinas where the boats you're looking for are.
I think Ali still wants to approach, like, at least decently stealthy.
Okay. You can hide from a fair distance as Charlie approaches the boat, or the boats,
Hmm.
and she begins to murmur and utter gibberish. Um, she is completely indistinguishable verbally from a seagull. Hmm. And after about a minute's worth of conversation, as it appears, frankly, her and the birds are in a heated debate, they all fly down from the boat, actually circle her very close to her body, quite threateningly, quite violently. They eventually scatter, but they make a fair bit of noise as they do.
Okay, Ali will definitely be on the lookout to see if anyone, like, pops their head up or something.
No, nothing that you can see.
Okay.
You can approach Charlie. Charlie sniffs
Hmm.
the air and she says, "You're right. This place reeks of
Hmm.
blood. I've never smelt so much vitae in one place before."
Well, as I said, I did hear something streaming within the ships. So,
Do you approach your ships or the
yep,
boats?
yep.
They're all locked.
Of course they are. Hmm. Is there any way in which I can unlock one? Like a larceny check?
Um, yes, you could. You could attempt to pick open the locks to the inside of the boat.
Hmm. So that is larceny with.
Larceny, Dex larceny,
Okay,
and security of the lock is 2, so minus 2 dice.
3. Okay. Success.
Oh, takes you a few minutes, but you manage to force open the lock. It's not a very subtle process. It's when you open the door that uh, the scent kind of wafts over you. It's almost like you hit a wall. Um, the thick, viscous scent of vitae is incredibly strong. Um, what is your current blood pool?
9 out of 10. I
Okay,
only spent 1.
it is intoxicating. You almost lurch forward, but Your beast is largely sated. You can feel it get all prickly at the back of your head. Just one more, just a bit more. May as well indulge yourself while you're here.
No.
But when you begin to walk in to the boat's actually composed of 2 floors. It's fairly large. Sort of the lower area of this boat, again, looks like a repurposed fishing boat, but shrunken down. You see about half a dozen kindred staked.
Holy shite.
And they all seem to be hooked up to one another. You can tell where the flow of liquid and the noise from the boat was coming from. Now there's a transformer powering some sort of weird setup. All of these kindred have pipes, plastic pipes and tubing, stuck into their chests, and it's pumping out vitae. Not much. It's just, and not only that, but what's more interesting is that on the far end of the boat, you can see that blood is being pumped into them, and vitae is being pumped out.
Out, yeah. Makes sense. Feeding them, then it turns into vitae, and then you just extract the vitae again. Ugh. Okay, so these staked guys aren't at the moment the biggest issue. The biggest issue is, however this concerning this is, because that wow. Is there anyone not staked in this place?
No, all of them are staked. Blood is being pumped in from what looks to be some large rigged up container full of blood at the far end of the boat. Is about half empty at this point. It's a very large container. Like, you wouldn't be able to lift it, particularly if it were full. It is holding gallons and gallons and gallons. This thing is holding. It takes like almost like a quarter of the far end of the boat. It's a very large, bespoke setup. Certainly nothing you'd see in any place, really, be it publicly or for some sort of industrial business. It appears to be something entirely custom for whatever is being done here. Charlie, for her part, when she sees this, when the scent hits her and she sees this, what's going on here, she sees the blood being pumped in, the vitae being pumped out. You see she clutches the side of the hull and vomits up vitae in disgust.
So, okay, I'm gonna spend another point of vitae on my auspex, because you don't leave this shit unattended. unless you're absolutely certain that you have that you are not in any kind of danger. And I can't imagine that this guy thinks that he's in no kind of danger because like his ghoul disappeared. So I want to use my aspects to ask where basically the most likely direction of a threat is coming from. Does that make sense? I should say that better, but you kind of get what I'm saying,
You want
right?
to know what direction a threat could come from here?
Yeah, like what's the most imminent
You don't necessarily need
threat?
to use Auspex to know that. After all, there is only one way in and one way out.
True. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so this boat is just full of staked kindred. Does she recognize any of the kindreds?
Make me a wits plus no intelligence plus streetwise check. -3 dice.
Intelligence plus streetwise -3. Wow, that just leaves me with one fucking dice. Okay, I am going to spend a second willpower on this. Because then I will at least have 4 dice. Give me a freaking shot at knowing this. Two successes.
You actually recognize some of these kindred. Not all of them. Some of them are strangers to you. In fact, most of them are. But a couple of them you actually remember. At least one of them is a Carthian. And the others, yeah, at least a couple of them, yeah, you heard of them. They went disappearing months, maybe even a year ago. But nobody really went looking. It was assumed the sheriff had killed them or took them out. They weren't necessarily people that would be missed. Most of them were perceived to be troublemakers or layabouts causing issues for the Domain
But
of
it's
London.
yeah, but it's just like disappearances, right? It's not like people who have been actively sent somewhere or have been like,
No, no one who's been
Okay.
actively sentenced. It was assumed that they were. It was assumed that the sheriff probably or one of his archons just took them out from behind the scenes as they are wont to do. It has been the MO for the Sheriff of London for some time, or at least the
Oh
Sheriff of now Western
fuck.
London.
Oh fuck. Are we in Western London?
Actually, I believe Limehouse. No, Limehouse rests on the east side of London.
Okay.
Now, when this happened, of course, the
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff of West London would have been the Sheriff of the whole of London. But it's this area is not under his purview. It is under the purview of Saturn Fane, who is a Sheriff of the Sanctified.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Charlie is emitting some very forced breathing, almost as if she is hyperventilating.
Okay, going up to this machine that pulls the vitae out of these staked individuals. Can I stop it?
Well, the easiest way to stop it would be to simply break the glass and let the blood flow all over the floor. There'd be nothing left for it to pump.
I don't mind the blood going in. I mind the vitae going out. So the blood going in right now means that if I unstake them, they don't immediately frenzy on me.
You could
The blood
attempt.
going out is an issue. So I just want to kind of clot the outflow, not the inflow.
Yeah. Well, all of the tubing is actually connected to each kindred. They're not separate. They're all part of one setup.
Still, there must be a circulation going. You can't have one
there are
like tube both in and out, you know?
There are pumps attached to the tubing of each kindred.
Okay.
Get rid of those, you destroy you more or less halt the circulation.
Okay, and I can't just, stop. Like, preferably, I want to stop the entire machine, but I want to make sure that, the blood input stops after the blood outtake, so that these kindred will actually fill up to at least some extent.
You can smell the blood that is being given to them. It is cold and rancid. It is not. This is blood that has been kept outside of the human body for some time. It's not very fulfilling. At least not to your beast. I don't think Alycat has ever tasted rancid blood before.
No, I don't think she has.
Then she's not sure just how fulfilling it might be, or how tasty or satiating it might be, but it doesn't smell very nice compared to warm mortal blood. Smells.
She is just gonna admit this idea to Charlie, because this Charlie has more experience than she has, so she's like, what are we gonna do with these people? She's gonna slap Charlie if that makes her get any more sense. It's like, come on, work with me here. You wanted to be here, be helpful.
Make me a presence plus persuasion roll.
That is not my best. Presence to persuasion. I can't imagine I have. Oh, I actually have 1 dot in persuasion. Oh, blow me. Ooh, 2 successes.
Okay, yeah, you whip her into shape. She goes, I'm sorry. We don't know how hungry they are, and if we release them, they may feed off of us, but we can't leave them here.
I agree. Are you good with machines? Because there's blood going in and blood going out. If we stop the blood going out, then just the blood going in, we could just wait until that tank is fully in them, and maybe that will stop them from going down on us or on all the humans around us.
The way this machine is set up, they're all connected to it. So actually, yeah, no. They're all connected to it, but they're all connected to it separately. So yeah, you could do that. She'll say, just destroy the pumping that's for the Vitae.
All right. Okay.
She still seems a bit frazzled. At this moment, the bird-like form of Sadie swoops in, turns back into human form. Shape up, we've got company.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Check. Do we want to ambush them when they come in? Hide and jump on them?
No, I don't think you... And then she gets interrupted, and you
check.
hear the sound of sort of a gravelly voice of an aging man.
Oh dear.
Well, and look who's snooping where they shouldn't be. Would you mind talking this out so we can discuss this like gentle ladies? Or do you want to join your friends with the pumps?
So
Yeah, come on, make my night.
So tempted to just destroy this fucking thing and be like, fuck you. That would be very Carthian, I think.
You can hear them actually step onto the boat.
How many?
And, at least half a dozen.
Oh shit. How many are kindreds?
Just the one.
Okay. Better. Still not nice.
Wow. I didn't know I'd attracted the attention of Charlie's Angels. Fuck me.
Ew, no.
So what the fuck do you think you're doing in my part of town?
What the fuck do you think you're doing with all these people?
Business.
You business. Come on.
Very good business.
And who's paying for all this business? Who's feeding your bill? Who's bringing the magic?
Oh, honey. He reaches into his jacket and he takes out what's a Romy wits plus firearms?
Great. Wits. 3 firearms. Do I even have firearms? I don't have firearms.
Oh dear, you're at a -1 dice.
Yeah. I am clueless. That is probably just, a stage prop.
Looks like a. Yeah, you can choose to take a traumatic failure if you'd like.
Oh god, so am I really gonna do this? You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the dramatic failure. This is totally a stage prop.
Yeah, it's fucking fake. This guy calls himself a kindred. He's got no fucking teeth.
Right?
This is baby shit. It looks to be a single shot weapon. No, like, but yeah, looks like a fucking water gun from what you can see.
What are you gonna do? Spray on me?
Oh shit! Well, if you insist.
Oh boy. This is probably the worst time to take a dramatic failure, huh?
All of the individuals around him begin to they actually begin to just quite happily just stand outside the one entrance to this area of the boat. It's a very plain room with splatters of vitae and the vomit of the bloody vomit of Charlie, who drags herself to her feet. Sadie grows massive talons.
Yeah, I think I need to spend another point of vitae to grow my claws.
No. I don't want to fight you. No. I want us to, I'd like for you to cooperate. Stony tend and only spilled blood. Kind of looks to Charlie's shirt. And when he actually looks at you, Alycat, you feel the force of his will push itself on you. But that little medallion you had from the crone, it snaps. And the force of will dissipates.
Yeah, Ellie's not going to wait anymore. She's going to attack him.
All right. So everybody's going to enter combat.
Oh boy. She's not going to let this guy, like, dominate her or something. Asshole. Hell no. So yeah, heading into combat.
All right. So how much blood do you currently have? 8?
Yeah.
8. Okay. We'll roll initiative. We'll just say you can go first, and then Goons. He will follow, then Sadie and Charlie, then Goons. So.
Okay. So I am going to attack him, of course.
Yep. How are you going to attack him?
With my claws.
Okay. You go hit him.
That is Dex Brawl, right?
There's a defense rating of 2.
Okay. You know what? I want to have this first hit last. I can spend the blood to raise my my Dex, right? And my strength and shit.
What you can do is, it's called physical intensity. Basically, you can spend blood to give yourself plus 2 dice to a physical check for a turn.
Okay.
And you get plus 2 dice for each blood point you spend.
Okay, I will just spend the 1 to hit him.
Okay, so yeah, you can basically negate his defense.
Yeah.
Oh.
Successes.
Cut him up. Your claws have plus 1. They're mundane lethal weapons, so don't do bashing damage to Kindred, and you can feel his predatory auras sizing himself up against yours as you lay into him. But he takes the hit with remarkable
resilience.
You could say that, yeah. He doesn't really react to it. You sort of cut into him, and you cut straight through him, like through the meat, through the muscle, through the bone, and he just smiles at you, and he licks his lips. Oh, honey.
Oh fuck.
And he's going to he's gonna lay into you now.
Oh fuck.
Oof. So when he shoots you,
now I know this is a stage prop.
Turns out to be anything but a prop. This thing does not shoot normal bullets. This is a flare gun.
Ouch.
And it slams straight into you for 4 aggravated damage.
Ouch.
You can spend resilience to negate one of those damages, or to negate how many damages, however much resilience you have, which is actually 2. So you can negate 2 of this damage by spending. No, but you already spent for physical intensity, so you cannot.
Oh shit.
Oh
okay.
dear.
Yeah. Oh, ow.
Now, this hits you hard. You'll need to make me a frenzy check because you've been struck with fire.
Okay.
You can attempt to either ride the wave and take control of the frenzy to your benefit, or you can attempt to resist it completely. If you want to ride the wave, you'll have to spend a willpower point, though. It's a necessary part of riding the wave. You will take a -2 dice penalty as you have been hit by a small fire.
I think I'm going to attempt to ride the wave. I think that's a brilliantly bad idea, but you know.
Okay, riding the wave is a bit complicated. So to ride the wave, you need to spend a
Yeah.
willpower point to make a resolve plus composure resistance check. An willpower point does not add to the roll. Success holds off a frenzy for a turn as if you'd spent willpower to fight it. And you continue to do this until you fail, run out of willpower, until you accumulate 5 successes. Once you have 5 total successes, so 5 cumulative, you ride the wave. So this could take you a significant degree of time. It may be simpler to just resist it in this situation.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I've seen how that played out. I will just try and resist it. So that is to resist is resolve and composure, or what?
It is resolve plus composure. If you spend 1 willpower point, you can hold it off for a full turn, and you gain an additional dice for each willpower point you spend.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend the willpower.
Okay, so you gain 1 additional dice. Make the check. You only need to get 1 success. If you get 5 successes, you'll get a positive. You'll get something positive because it will be exceptional. Yes.
I don't think I'll get 5 successes on this.
So you'll be. Remember that you're effectively down 1 dice because of the nature of the presentation.
Shit. Okay,
resolve
then I only
plus
have 1
composure
success.
plus 1 minus 2, so -1 total.
Yeah.
Resolve plus composure -1 total.
Then I have only 1 success because I already rolled. I forgot to add the minuses in, so I just take the last 2 dice off, which was unfortunately
Yeah, that's
one of my
fine.
2 successes. So I have, unless you want me to roll entirely over, I have 1 success now if I take the last 2 off.
Okay, yeah. Your beast hits you like a truck. It almost bursts out of your skin. You can feel it try to push itself out of your heart and drag you physically away from this confrontation, driven into sheer panic. But the man is able to maintain control. You're able to keep on going. Sadie, for her part, is less is not happy that you've almost been burned alive. As the flare gun literally bursts through one out, like through your body. She lunges at him. She's gonna try and attack him. His defense effectively drops by 1 because he's facing multiple opponents. Actually, she needs to roll an additional couple of those. There we go. Oh wow! Okay, so she gets 6 successes. So she no, she throttles him. She hits him for a lot of damage. That is 8 minus 3s. She hits him for 5 full lethal damage, which immediately drags his attention to her. As he does not take that blow well. The force actually knocks him over to the back to the front of the boat as he goes tumbling down and is only able to barely maintain his footing as he kind of clutches the boat's edge. He immediately points the gun at her.
Oh, hell no.
Charlie. Less accustomed to fighting. She's going to try and dominate one of the members of the gang. Something she's good at. these people have been thoroughly conditioned, so she suffers a dice penalty. She still succeeds. She commands a member of the gang to turn upon their own. And she begins moving, try and just get out of the boat, but she's accosted by other members of the gang. All of you will be, because now we're going to make a big swarm check.
Oh boy.
And they're pretty good at what they do.
Oh boy.
So
I should have really just let that boat sink. Fuck.
yeah, they're effectively a battle group. I'm not actually using the battle group rules from Hurt Locker, but I should probably look at it. But yes, because it's a group, you're not going to get your defense. Because they're all swarming on you. And they are going to shoot you with their own flare guns.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're kidding me.
And they all do 2 aggravated damage. You've controlled your beast, so you don't need to roll to resist frenzy again. You have gained a tempted condition, however.
What condition?
The tempted condition. Because you did not get an exceptional success at resisting frenzy, you get the tempted condition, which basically gives you a cumulative -1 modifier for each time you get the tempted condition to resist frenzy.
Okay, check.
So eventually, you will have no dice to resist frenzy. All of you take 2 aggravated damage, but Sadie and Charlie weather it well. The Gangrel and the Venture are resilient figures. You have not so much. You've taken 6 aggravated damage.
Yep. I'm not in a happy place right now.
Now, Charlie's friend... I'm actually just going to have him roll real quick. Gets him good. Does an aggravated damage to him. Attack it hard. But he ain't stopping. He ain't stopping anytime soon. He is... Most kindred would be brought to their knees at this point and probably be in torpor. Alycat looks like he's just getting started.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
So Alycat is going to... actually, no, it goes to your turn, so you can make a move now. Then we'll go to Alycat.
Okay. This kind of feels like an all or nothing moment. So I am... So how much blood can I spend per turn?
You have a blood potency of 1, yes?
1, yeah, 1.
So you can spend 1 blood point per turn.
Okay.
So you must choose between physical intensity or resilience.
Or resilience.
You have a fair number of you have a fair amount of health for a kindred. You have 10 health levels. You've currently taken a lot of aggravated damage. You are you're not yet suffering wound penalties, but you soon will. You have stamina free plus your size, which is 8, plus resilience, which is 2, which is 10.
Oh, okay. Then my health is one lower
let me update
on my
your sheet.
sheet.
Yeah, I didn't actually update.
You don't need to update it now, but it is helpful to know that I'm... So basically, yes. I have 4 health left instead of 3.
Yes.
Okay, I will put it in resilience, my blood point.
Okay.
That sounds like a smart move. I will attack him again.
Okay, his defense is 2.
So that means, can I spend a willpower on an attack? Like, I don't have a lot of willpower left. I'm very well aware of that. Like, I've been keeping score. I literally only have 2 willpower left, but I'm about to be ashed. So what good is willpower when you're dead, right?
Mm-hmm. You spent
So
2 this scene, so you have a
I
maximum of
spent 2. I
5.
thought
So.
I spent 3. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, then you only have 2 left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
Okay,
spent
well,
1 for the frenzy. I spent 1 for,
yeah,
and
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
for the
spent 2
frenzy.
on, yeah. So I spent 3.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, roll your dice.
Okay. I will spend 1 on the attack. So wits plus brawl is 5 minus 2 is 3 plus 3, 6 dice.
Wait, what? You're only rolling 6 dice after spending willpower? And did you say you're
Willpower is
spending blood?
plus 3, right?
Yes, and you're spending blood
On
as well?
resilience.
On resilience. Okay,
On
that makes more
resilience. I'm
sense.
spending blood on
Okay.
resilience. So I have a wits,
okay.
or sorry, I have a dex of 3, a brawl of 2, which is 5, minus his 2 defense, which is 3, plus the 3 of the willpower is 6.
All right. Well, you hit him hard. You got a single
With
bashing
my
wound on him.
claws.
So he doesn't take that one as well. Nicks him pretty badly. And with the wounds, that Sadie did to him, it's beginning to add up. He, for his part, spends to get rid of one of the lethal wounds. He's going to shoot
Shit,
Sadie.
you can do that? Hey,
yes.
How dare you? Don't do that. You're
so,
not gonna shoot
to give you a quick
fire.
rundown of how to heal, you can spend VTA to heal. You can spend 1 VTA to heal either 2 bashing, 1 lethal, or 5 per night to heal 1 ag. Eating ag
Okay,
sucks.
yeah, no. I've been eating ag. I know what I should have done now, but that's a little bit late. I will do that. I will try and do that next turn.
Oof, and he hits her hard. She did not spend for resilience, so she takes 4 aggravated herself.
Jesus.
And she now needs to immediately roll. And she falls into Fear Frenzy.
Oh, shit.
So she begins to flee. She immediately jumps into the basin, into the mariner, and you can see her form flee.
Oh, shit. I'm so screwed.
I mean, you can follow. A flag gun isn't particularly effective when you jump into the water.
I know, but I still have to, at least survive this round.
This is true. Charlie, for her part, is going to dominate somebody else as she's being accosted. Again, she suffers a pretty significant dice penalty to this. These people are difficult to manipulate.
She should really just also run.
She has half a movement action, so she manages to successfully dominate someone again, but something that's noteworthy that you are privy to, because you still have your senses, whenever she dominates them, as soon as they attack Hackett, they snap back to their regular selves. It's like the very thought of it is anathema to them.
Okay.
So they can really only do it once. They
Mm-hmm.
can't. The command she is forcing upon them is not holding, even when she is successful.
Can I just make like a free speech action and tell her to fucking run?
I mean, that's literally what she does. She follows Sadie.
Okay.
You're going to be attacked again.
Mm-hmm.
I have spent for resilience.
I have. So if they do 5 damage, I'm ashed.
Yeah, but you don't take that much. They're not as good a shot as Hackett. So, they deal 2 aggravated to you, which puts you at wound penalties.
I mean, I have 2 resilience.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't. They don't hurt you at all. You take this like a champ. How does the bullet of a flare gun strike you? Like, does it burst through your body and you just don't care, or does it bounce off like at a Man of Steel, or like Supergirl?
No, I like that first one. It just doesn't hurt her. It's just kind of like, yeah, passes through her. Like you can see that the impact kind of blows up her hair, and then yeah, she's just gonna stand there and be like, "Fuck you." Am I going to do something incredibly stupid and try and get this? How hurt does Hackett look?
Less hurt than you.
Yeah.
You have horrible burns all over your body, and not only that, but you know, because you possess it, the sheer endurance that resilience permits a kindred. If he did not possess that power, he would be on the floor right
Yeah.
now. But he doesn't even look like he's reached his peak. He's heavily wounded, but it's not impeding him.
So my idea was, but that was before someone looks at Sadie, looks shady at Sadie. First, before someone frenzied, I thought I just need to get that flare gun. Problem is, though, at this point, if I fail, I'm just dead.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely die.
I know. I'm not even like that. I'm not joking here.
Keep in mind, even if you take the flare gun off him, there are at least 6 other members of his crew here with flare guns pointed at you.
You know what? That's fucking fair. I will. Yeah. No, I'm out of here, and I need to. Fuck.
Jump off the boat.
Oh yeah, jump off the boat.
Okay.
Can I, like, I don't know how sharp my claws are. I know these aren't like the Vampire the Masquerade Protean claws that deal ag, but can I, like, scratch open the hull of the boat as I'm going down?
If you're leaping off a boat, you won't be able to, no. And you'll actually sink pretty quickly because you'll be a corpse. You'll need to trigger the Blush of Life if you want to actually be able to swim effectively.
No, I was just kind of thinking of, like, jumping next to the hull, jumping down, and then just, yeah, like I said.
That will give them another opportunity to shoot you.
Yeah, no, okay. Check. Not doing that.
Several shots fire off into the water, but flare gun pellets are not effective colliding with the water. The heat wears off. They're already fairly slow. The momentum is more or less completely cancelled out by the by the collision with the water. Where do you go? You can see Sadie's frenzied form moving towards the lock. When she makes it there and she's far enough away from the boat, she seems to regain her senses, and you can see the blood welling up off the water, like floating to the surface. In her eyes, when she looks at you, she feels incredibly guilty. She has this look of kind of horror on her face.
Yeah, no, Ali is definitely gonna swim over to Sadie at that point. I presume Charlie is there as well?
Yeah, Charlie is there as well. She's actually the least beat up out of all of you.
Well,
Her
that's something.
shirt is singed and covered in blood, but her body is actually entirely fine. As if there is not a mark on her. Do you make your way out of the lock and go back up towards the car?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Carefully though, like, those guys might still be out there hunting them.
You make your way out of the lock. Just underneath the narrow street bridge, in the safety of shadows, as you book yourself up at the edge of a restaurant. You make sure nobody's looking. So you climb up. You find yourself just outside the narrow restaurant, the place where you parked your car.
At least she's gonna look at the other two as like someone else than me can drive.
Sadie immediately hugs you. She's crying, and she says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never leave you again. I'm so sorry."
It's fine. Let's just get out of here, okay?
No, it's not fine. It's not fine.
Okay, it's not fine. Can we still please just get out of here now?
She continues to wail, but seemingly possessed of a very real guilt. You can actually roll me wits empathy on it if you like.
Mm-hmm. I have empathy, and I have wits.
Yes, you do.
Do I actually get dice penalties for being hurt so bad?
How many wounds do you have? 6? Out of 10.
Was it 6 or was it? No, it was 8 at this point.
No, because
right?
No, because resilience. Remember.
I only needed 3. Yeah, but I only needed 3. I remember. Oh wait, no, that was because I was still thinking about 9. So yeah, 6. Yeah.
No wound penalties.
Okay. Yay! Still have no successes.
Okay, you're not really sure where all this is coming from. Like, Sadie's always been protective of you, but it seems a bit much.
I mean, yeah. Ali's just gonna, have pat her on the back. It's like, come on, let's talk about this when we get home.
Charlie gets in the car, opens up the rest of the doors for you. You see birds circling your car.
Oh shit. Seagulls?
Birds in general.
Okay. Still, that doesn't sound like a great thing.
They're making a lot of noise.
Shit, we gotta go fast.
Okay.
I mean, she'll point. I mean, I'm pretty sure Charlie also notices the birds.
Everybody does, apart from Sadie. But you'll get in. You begin to drive away. But you see a car following you.
Can I use my Alycat merits to kind of, point out to say to Charlie, like, go this way, go that way. Let's try and lose them.
Only if you were driving.
Shit.
You can try and take the wheel.
Sure. Yeah, she'll do that.
As this builds into a chase pretty quickly. Okay, Ali.
Mhm.
We'll swap places with Charlie and sort of take over.
Mhm.
Make me a wits drive roll.
Let's
Plus your alley. And
Okay.
your Alycat merit applies as you're attempting to outmaneuver them in the streets.
So I add the dice of Alycat to the drive check, right?
Let me just double check what it does. I always forget what this merit does.
I mean, same here. I also always forget where it actually is in which book.
No,
Where?
what it does, that it just gives you an exceptional success on 3 successes as opposed to 5.
Okay. Okay. I think I need to spend my last willpower on this.
Yep, and you're also is going to be resisted, not contested.
Okay. I'm
So
definitely
minus
going to
3
spend
dice.
my last willpower on this. So minus 3 dice, plus 3 dice, just keeps my normal score. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Now?
Okay, so
Yep.
you weave through the streets. Now, as you make your way back to Carthian territory, you think you've lost them.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna check the rear mirror. It's like, yeah, they're gone. I'm pretty sure they're gone.
Charlie begins re-evaluating course back to Hounslow.
Shit.
Well, now we know.
We need to land an attack on those boats pretty quickly. Is there anyone we can send?
The guillotines might do it, but they'd make us pay for it.
More than we already have right now?
Stanford's busy trying to keep everyone from killing each other, and
I'll take the payment. It's cool. Like, if we hit them now, because we've hurt them, right? I mean, they've hurt us, but we've hurt them. So we hit them now. We have proof that Invictus are up to bullshit.
did we get anything?
Other than the fact that this guy is totally an Invictus, and that's why I'm saying if we hit him tonight, they don't have time to move the actual shit. But we need to hit them tonight. Ali's just gonna rummage in the dashboard thing, which I presume has her phone. If you're okay with that, like her phone being there.
It doesn't matter if he's Invictus. We already knew that.
Yeah, but we need proof, right?
Yeah, but did we get anything from that? Did we get any
No.
photos, anything? Well, then we're fucked.
No, we jumped in the water. So, I can try one thing though. But it's a long shot. And I'm not even sure if it's gonna work. And Ali's gonna ring Ocean.
You ring her up? Huh, she's not in my crone section. That's annoying. Great. There we go. Are you okay?
Fuck no. No, I'm not okay.
What happened?
We got our asses kicked. We almost died. They have kindred staked on boats. They're draining, like they're putting blood in them and draining vitae from them. This is major, Ocean. There's nothing I can do right now. Do you think you guys are capable of doing something? Like we've hit them now. They're at least hurt. We need at least a photo or something. We have nothing. We had to dive in the water to get out of there. I have shit.
I mean, I don't have that kind of pull, Ali.
Shit. Is my grandsire nearby?
Not right now. Why?
Well, she has that kind of pull. Thanks. I'll try and contact her, but
Yeah,
I'm
if I run
okay.
into her, I'll tell her you want a word.
Cool. Thanks. Love you.
Love you too. Beep.
Beep. And she's gonna try and call her grandsire. Yay!
Do you know what? As you say that, and Sadie gives you a 1,000-yard stare, I think we will end the scene there.
Oh, come on.
Because that is going to be its own scene.
Okay, check.
Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.